I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known, America was never our home. Only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me, maybe the slavery be draining my energy. 400 years and counting, the trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Cracking the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every crack and surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be, slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash, get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
Do you see just how it feels? Payback is a dog. Payback is a dog. Payback is a
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit a Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in the world of mad shooters. There was design fire for our babies to pass through in the damn our king's reign. I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
Do you see just how it feels? Payback is a dog. Payback is a dog. Payback is a
turn to hell, I gotta stay alive. Lord have mercy on my soul, stand by my side. I killed the old man and I watched him die. Lost a couple niggas, guess he wasn't my round. Hey, play my niggas, lay you down, they all down the ride. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. I gotta stay alive. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. Tell me we don't live in hell. My brother doing 55 in that cell. Nigga claiming he your round here spin shell. Same nigga you put on to hit the stand and tell. How the fuck you turn your back on a nigga that love you? Treat your kids like my kids, treat you like a brother. I told my dog, let's leave the streets to serve the most high. He said, fuck that shit, he trying to sell another pie. His daddy killed him, put him in the trunk, set him on fire. His wife was pregnant, he ain't never get to see his child. Had me thinking to myself, what happened if I die? Look my babies in the eyes, I gotta stay alive. I put my ego on the shelf and my pride to the side. I'm with some niggas who gon' step and got God on their side. Got in the ISUPK, they keep asking me why. As I do the work of the Lord, I gotta stay alive. Face the east, pray alive. I seen heaven turn to hell, I gotta stay alive. Lord have mercy on my soul, stand by my side. I killed the old man and I watched him die. Lost a couple niggas, guess he wasn't my round. Hey, play my niggas, lay you down, they all down the ride. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. I gotta stay alive. Gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive.
You ever pump a pack with a snake by your side? Yes, I did. Man, reach out the gun before he died. Yes, I did. I know the Lord forgive us for these sins, but I'm starting to think the kingdom of heaven is for these kids. I told my daughter, there's one man in your bed, I won't stand for less. For my son, I hit your head, call it fragile legs. I lost some niggas to that dope, I lost niggas to the feds. Remember Jono tried to stick me for that cheese on that bread, yeah. I was thuggin' with Lucky and that nigga left me for dead. Endure to the end, cause I listened to what was said. Mother told me she loved me when she was sick up in the bed. I was running them streets, but the truth made me a man. Shit, I don't really speak, cause she'll never understand. That's why I ain't even tell her about these voices in my head. I'm still trying to manage my anger like Uncle Craig.
I seen heaven turn to hell, I gotta stay alive. Lord have mercy on my soul, stand by my side. I killed the old man and I watched him die. Lost a couple niggas, guess he wasn't my round. Hey, play my niggas, lay you down, they all down the ride. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. I gotta stay alive. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. Fuck what them bitches gotta say. I'm a West nigga till they put me in the. I don't give a love fuck what them niggas gotta say. I'm a West nigga till they put me in the grave. I don't care about what they say. Hey. Fuck with my Akima, fuck with my sisters, then I got a problem, I'm never gonna miss you. I got 100 hanging out the AR, I got a 50 hanging out the pistol. He say it's corner, I'm just being realistic. I be on them corner posted with the realest. If it's the Sabbath, then we going fishing. I'm reeling them in, that's a God-given mission. I'm really on 10, but I'm stamped in the pistol. I get the order, be glad of this mission. Hebrew Academy graduate, nigga. Training, go through the baddest conditions. I don't fuck with none but the baddest of bitches. She righteous, submissive, she glad to be with me. Had that thing Putin like Vladimir, nigga. She know I'm a prophet, she glad to be listening. Disrespect, I ain't having that shit. Tell her go make some business from scratch. She bitchin' a different breed of black men. We don't do the back bend. I remember back when I was really trapping, trying to get the racks in, selling dope to black men. But now I'm trying to make it straight. Like, don't forget about my face. We standing up straight, can't fold us. Too heavy, the world won't hold us. Go get some rank, I told you. Line up in these ranks, we soldier. You can. How many times must we remind you? One body, one rest. Some breaks will never take off as a flex. When I all with you, ain't no up next. It's just us, nigga, that's that on that. All that weak shit, that ain't no threat. Say you won't be bitch, with that ain't no sweat. We with all that. The Lord called a nigga out the world. I responded and called back. Oh Lord. And everything that they stole from us, fuck that shit, we want all that. Them niggas snitching and act like bitches. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They killing women and they fuck with sisters. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Come on the command and general, your hunter, we unaffiliated with them. Like they tongue and they say they keep that shit 100, we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine, that's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. That's why we unaffiliated with them. I cannot fuck around with fake niggas. We taking ground when we in your city. You better have the women, have the liquor. Keep that bitch on me, please don't butt the system. Don't be a fool and be another victim. Say you a goon, you just another Christian. How you my brother, you ain't in here with me. We in the gutter, deep down in the trenches. We with them niggas locked up in the prison. Black and Hispanic, Native American, Indian. We ain't just talking shit, but we living in it. We be everywhere, you can't miss it. And we be precious hell, take a picture. And we professional with the scriptures. Play, we gon' script them, yeah, we some killers. These niggas tripping, they mind blown. Swear business, forgive me if I'm wrong. I don't get it pause when niggas say that they be looking for niggas to slide on. The slide that I know about is when I assemble the Glock with the slide on. Real, I get the harder, you know that it's slaughter. See me and my niggas gon' die for real. The bigger the better, king of my heaven. You niggas get wet up by me cause I'm fed up. I rep UPK, my niggas won't let up. Got choppers, got 9s, AKs, Berettas. You say you don't like me, you say you won't fight with me and my nigga like bitch or whatever. You say you don't like me, you say you won't fight with me and my nigga like. Them niggas snitching and they act like bitches. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They killing women and they fuck with sisters. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. In the command and your hunter, we unaffiliated with them. Like they tongue young and they say they keep that shit 100. We unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Yeah. See, they always ask us like, why y'all fuck with such and such? Why y'all won't come together with such and such? I be like, we unaffiliated with them. Understand me, like, niggas be out here on some weirdo shit. And to be honest, that's why we unaffiliated with them. Hey, that's why we unaffiliated with them, yeah. Oh!
Shalom, Israel. This is the ISUPK under Commander Jeremy Hunter. Started out at 1 West 121st Street in Harlem, New York in 1969. This is the ISUPK Wednesday night Nashville law class. And I'm precinct officer, Zabak Yasharali. Here in the ISUPK, since 1969, we've been teaching so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians that you are the true biblical Jews according to the words of the Most High God, according to our Constitution, according to the Bible. Here in the ISUPK and the Commander General Hunter, we are not affiliated with no other Hebrew Israelite group out there that is on the face of this earth. For we are the ISUPK, home of the truth. We are not affiliated with Christianity. We're not affiliated with Judaism. We're not affiliated with Islam. We're not affiliated with Seventh-day Adventists. We're not affiliated with Jehovah's Witnesses. For we are the ISUPK under Commander Jeremy Hunter. And my topic that I'll be talking about tonight is that I'm going to go into the Bible and show you that this is the white man in the Bible. A lot of people think that when it comes to the so-called white man that like he wrote the Bible, like he did this, he did that, like they be giving the so-called white man so much credit. Oh yes, the lot. The water says for checking into the class, hit the like button, subscribe, share, and once again, thanks for tuning into the class. But yeah, back to what I was saying. If you're not here in the ISUPK and Commander General Hunter, and you live in a worldly life, and you don't know no better, you're gonna give the so-called white man so much credit. And I was once like that, even in Christianity. I used to say this because I was saying what I heard, not going off of something that I knew. I was never taught how to read the Bible until I got into the ISUPK and Commander General Hunter. In Christianity, they tell you to read all of John, go and read Matthew, read Luke. They don't tell you about reading precepts upon precepts. They don't show you what precepts are. You're not being taught that. So if you're not being taught that, then it goes back to what I said a few seconds ago. You gonna say what you have heard other people say, thinking that you are in tune, thinking that you're saying something that is politically correct, which it is not. It is far from the truth. The so-called white man has then turned this world upside down with his lies, with his demise, with the things that he portrayed. I'm talking about even all through the media, on the radio, especially with the media, because they can hit you quick with the media and spread it throughout this earth, quicker than any disease. Like it will go real quick. It will go real quick. And if you're not inclined or in tune with the truth, you will believe that. You will believe that because everything falls under. I'm not gonna say everything, Salaki. I'm not gonna say everything, but a lot of things. A lot of things falls under this right here. Seeing is believing. But a lot, and now let me not twist my own words. Now people are starting to believe what they are seeing along with hearing. And the reason I say that because of how this truth is being spread abroad. At one point in time, they was not getting the truth about Christianity. They wasn't getting the truth that who was behind the curtain pulling the strings when it came to Christianity. But you have some that are just stuck in Christianity that they just don't want to believe it. They just sit back and say that, you know, I'm Christian, I'm riding with it. You know, for so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians that are not in the truth, you know, I just look at it like they love being a slave. They love it. They have done embraced the lie for so many years till they have them fell in love with the lie. But you know, I have always said that a deceived person don't know when they being deceived. Like they will unalive for the lie. You is not gonna tell them that the person that is doing the lying is in fault. Because the person that's doing the lying had to portray an image, like they not being out here getting in trouble, don't have no run-ins with the law, they finished school, went on to finish college, you know, things of that nature. You know, they done project a good image for the naked eye to make their lie credible. Make their lie credible. But when it comes to the ICPK and the Commander Jimmy Hanna, it's hard for a people that is outside of the ICBK to believe in the ICBK. But the tables are turning. The tables have been turned and they keep turning. And the reason I say that, because there's a lot of people that are starting to hear this truth and believe this truth. And believe this truth. And believe this truth. A lot of so-called white people have done put their belief and faith in Donald Trump. And now they have seen what Donald Trump has done to them. But then again, too, you have a lot of these so-called white people that have voted for Donald Trump, that they will go through suffering just to see so-called blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people really, really suffer, really be tormented, really be going through an oppression. But you have a lot of so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians that suffer from Stockholm Syndrome. And what do I mean by Stockholm Syndrome? No matter how bad your slave master treats you, no matter what your slave master has done to you, no matter what your slave master has done took you through, you will always find a way to love. No matter what. You will always find a way to love. And it's crazy, especially especially in 2025. Here in 2025, like it's no way that if you own a phone and a tablet, a phone and a computer, there's no way that you cannot see what's going on throughout this earth, whether bad or good. So there's no way that you cannot see that this truth is being spread abroad. It's being spread abroad. You know, some people just don't have open minds when it comes to this truth. Some people just don't want to hear the truth. Some people fighting the truth. Some people don't know how to have an open mind and put their feelings to the side and just use merely common sense. Just use common sense. Like, it's no way that you can sit and tell me that you have a nation over here that is unaliving this nation and been unaliving this nation since way back when. It's no way that you could be in agreement and when I say be in agreement, there's no way that you could sit and say and sound like the oppressor that is doing the oppressing. Talking about, yeah, pull up your bootstraps. Uh, you should let certain things go. You shouldn't still hold on to that. And that's like, yo, that's I mean, that's crazy to me. That's something that if you is of a nation that is being oppressed, like you should be, especially in 2025, you should be and there's no way that you can sit back and watch another nation of people unalive people that look like you. There's no way that you can sit back and watch this going on and see our people that is going through oppression and sit like it's nothing. Like it is nothing. And it's sad that if you're so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American, that you would have to bite your tongue to get along with people that are unaliving your people. That's why here in the ISUPK and the Commander Junior Honor, that's why we say that the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. That's why when we say that we hate the so-called white man, we don't hate him because of his color. We don't hate him nor his people. They don't have no color. First of all, let's get that established. They like pigmentation. They do not have no color. The only time color comes upon them if they be out in the sun too long, uh, if they bump into something, little things of that nature, you know what I'm saying? Uh, but as far as Ken actually became the Commander Junior Honor, when we say that we hate the so-called white man, we hate him for the crimes that he have committed against our people. We hate him for all the wicked devices that he had done, implemented throughout this earth. We hate him for the way that he had ran rampant throughout this earth. And everywhere that he had stepped foot on the face of the earth, he has caused mayhem. Not only do we hate him, I mean, even down to the animals, the birds of the air. I'm talking about just pure nature itself. Just nature itself. Like the earth is crying out for things that they have done and how they done ran rampant across this earth. And if you really want to know, like, really to get to know what the so-called white man is about, man, all you gotta do is ask the animal, for they would tell you. But they would tell you. Ask the birds of the air, the fishes in the sea, the it's sad to say the least. It's sad to say the least. Like, one day I had me and my wife, we were talking and I shared this with her about how they have done imported animals have them took them and took them out their natural habitat. Everything that the so-called white man touches, he want money off of it. Have brought them over here to America and have them open up zoos. I mean, the animals don't even look, they don't even look the same. You know, they look sad because that is crazy. It is crazy how you could take animals out their natural habitat, no different than taking us into slavery. No different than you came, how the so-called white man came and stepped foot on this land and what he did to our Native American brothers and sisters. Like, this is the beast of the field. The so-called white man is so wicked. And in Christianity, they want to have you thinking that God loves everybody. Like, Christianity, y'all forget the crimes that have them been committed, the crimes that still being committed. And then you will sit and try to slide this question in, thinking that you don't think that that God don't have no remorse for these people, and which these people never repented. They have never repented for the crimes. They have never repented for the things that they have done. I mean, everywhere they have stepped foot on this earth, they have committed. They have the thing that that they have going on. I mean, just here in America, you know, I give you a little, like case in point. If I was to tell my son, like, say if I was to talk to my son in a way that he went to school, like if I was to told my son, like, yo, man, I'm gonna bust your ass, man. Stop playing with me, man. You know, but if I was to tell my son, like, yo, man, stop doing what you do, man. You're gonna make me hurt you. White people look at that like I'm being abusive. Like I shouldn't talk to him like that. But here it is in your school system. You could tell a little boy that it's all right for him to be classified as a little girl. It's all right for a little girl to be a little boy. You know, you don't even teach the kids no more about being, you know, you could be a doctor, you could be a lawyer. You don't tell the little girl that she can be the world's greatest mother, the world's greatest sister, that she could be whatever her heart's desire, that she could go on and you know, just inspire her. But y'all have these kids thinking that at a young age that they can have different gender roles. And that's okay. And that is like, that's why we say it's the thing that goes on within America and abroad. That's why we say that the so-called white man is the devil that the white people are. Out in Hollywood, I remember, I mean, they still do this. And I remember when I had sense enough to catch on to this. I think I was in, let's say I was in high school. I used to hear about how these actors, they get married. Few months, 6 months to a year to divorce. Oh, now you with somebody else. Divorce. Now you with somebody else. Divorce. And you never really, never be Salaki. They never really teach you what marriage is. They never really say that, yo, once you get married, you know, can't separate, you can't. They don't teach you the ins and outs of marriage. They don't teach you how to be a brother. They don't teach you how to be a sister. They don't. It's crazy. Like the things that is against God, they go hard for that. They teach that. I mean, they teach that, and they teach it crazy. They teach it crazy. You can't discipline your kids with so much. I remember they came out with a law back. I want to say back when I was in high school that a kid can divorce their parents. Like it's crazy. And even in the Bible, you could beat your kid. But to some people, the word beat sounds like you hit them with a chair or you got a stick or a bat. Nah, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Um, it's they do the thing that is of this world. When I say they do the thing that is of this world, like they had, I remember a TV show, 16 and Pregnant. You don't really teach nothing about marriage. You promote teen pregnancy, but then turn around and got all these abortion clinics. Like it don't balance. It doesn't balance. Uh, it's things I really can't think off the top of my head, but you know, we live in a society that if you go against the so-called white man and what he has going on, you'll be looked at funny. You'll be frowned upon. You'll be frowned upon. That's just like here recently at my slave, they was talking about doing something for some little kids. It's boiling down to Christmas. So I told them I don't celebrate Christmas. So they were like, so what about the kids? So I told them, I said, listen, if we gonna do something, I said, we should have been there and did it. I said, I'm not gonna do something for some kids on Christmas and then that's it. I said, we're gonna do something, man. I said, let's do something for them today, man. Then they got quiet. They got from around me because their spirit couldn't uh, sit with my spirit. Cause like I told them, I said, y'all only doing something for these kids one time, man. And that's it. When that is over, y'all really wanna combine it and consolidate it around Christmas. Which I'm telling them, like, listen, man, we could have did something this summer. We could have did something this summer and then kept doing something more. But you know, moral of the story, they ain't come with me with that no more. That's over and done with. Cause like I told them, I said I don't celebrate Christmas, and if we gonna do something, I said I don't have no problem with helping out some kids. I said I have no problem with that, but I said I'm not gonna do it bringing no Christmas. I said nah. I said we should have been there and did that, but just to make up of the world we live in, and the so-called white man goes against everything that is of the Most High. He goes against everything because his pride. He has too much pride. So-called white man, he know where he come from. He knows where he come from, just like he know where he going. That's why he is doing so much running rampant throughout this earth the way he is doing. Because he know he has but a short time. He know that his time is coming to an end. But it's just that when it comes to our people, we have to do Zephaniah 2 and 1. We got to gather ourselves together. We're going to have to come back. We come back and do it on our own instead of the Most High making us do it. Because by we doing it as Israelites, by we doing it on our own, and we come back and we gather ourselves together, I mean, righteously, We're gonna come back and we're gonna serve the Most High. We're gonna have to, cause we ain't gonna get help from nowhere else but the Most High. So now, being that you need help from the Most High, you got to do what the Most High say do. That's only it only makes sense. It only makes sense. But for people that think that, here in the ISUPK, that we be picking at so-called white man and his nation, we don't. We just bring awareness to our people of who this nation is. And a lot of so-called Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, they suffer from that Martin Luther King syndrome as well as Christianity. Martin Luther King led us astray. Integration did a number on us. Integration did a number on us. Segregation was good for us. I mean, we had during the time that we was not dealing with these other nations, like we was prospering because the Most High was with us. I mean, we had a lot of Black Wall Street set aside from. I did the research. I had it on my phone. There was I'm gonna name a few set aside from Black Wall Street out in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It was one in North Carolina. I want to say Fayetteville, New York, like all of Central Park and Central Park Big. If you know anything about Central Park Big, that was a thriving city within the city. A lot of cities, Ohio, Rosewood. It's like if you tune into my class right now, all you gotta do is just go back and look. Just go back and look and look and see like all these cities that were Black Wall Streets that are now, and a lot of these cities they have put underwater, gave them like lake names, name of rivers and things of that nature. The so-called white man know that we are self-sufficient people. They know that we are self-sufficient people. They know that we are people that we could have little or nothing and make the best out of it, make the most out of it. But we just, for the ones that are not in the ISUPK, we are not woke yet. Like you take all like look at Oprah Winfrey, look at like Jay-Z and Beyonce, billionaires. Like look at Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, like Denzel. And that's just like few of many, few of many. That these people are not woke. These people are not. These people would not come together and say, "Listen, man, we're gonna do this here as Black people. We're gonna separate ourselves. We're gonna do this." Y'all haven't already made the money. Y'all haven't already made the money. Y'all have millions upon millions of dollars. But you still lock hands, you still hold on to a nation of people that don't give two F's about you. Nothing. But you still want to be in the oppressor, you still want to be in your enemies, you still want to be up under them. There's no way that I have money and I go. It's too. To me, it's too easy, and If I was sitting in front of a lot of people and I said that it was too easy, they probably would look at me and be like, yo, you ain't never had no money. You ain't never had no money. Just because you don't have no money, that don't mean you don't have sense enough to think either. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you don't have to have money to think. You don't. I'm talking about, I would invest in this right here. And a lot of people look at me like they really couldn't say nothing. I would invest my money to whereas, like, I know you couldn't, I wouldn't need no help from nobody else. I wouldn't, like, I'm gonna separate from these other heathen nations. I will not have no dealing with the so-called white man. I just sell headstones, graveyard, open up a funeral home. Simple. Simple. Like, it wouldn't be no need for me to keep doing this, doing that. You know what I'm saying? And then I would just venture out and get other businesses. But I know those two, even selling caskets, it's no need for me to keep dealing with the so-called white man. There won't be no need. Now you would have to come see me. You will have to come see me. And I will make the business to the point to where it's gonna be handed down and me educate my family. You know how they like to say general wealth? But for some reason, when you keep getting money from the so-called white man, like he is controlling the strings. Like I don't get, like when I heard like Jay-Z was a billionaire, and I done been over by where Jay-Z from out in Brooklyn. He from out the projects. You made it. Why do you keep dealing with these people? You keep dealing with these people because these people have something over you. I don't know what society you a part of, but it doesn't make no sense that you have to keep dealing with these people. Like I don't know the ins and outs. I don't. I be sitting here. If I said I did, I'd be sitting here lying. But I know this much. Whatever little money that I do have, it would be a business that I know that you couldn't touch it. And I done seen, you know, for the age I am now, I done seen like how Kanye said something over here and they start taking his money, start cutting him off. And then you had to come back and apologize. Like I even seen Nick Cannon do that. Now I seen Mayweather. Like it's crazy. That's why I heard General Yohana said a few weeks ago, watching one of his classes, when he said that they offered him $2 million. And General Yohana said, nah. He told him no. He said that they had then came and offered him, and this is a man with integrity, a man that has moral values, a man that can't be bought, a man that cannot be bought. That's why I'm saying that y'all have crazy money. Black people have crazy money, man, and y'all sitting like, no. But once again, y'all not built like Junior Yohana. Y'all not. That cloth Junior Yohana cut from, they don't even make that cloth no more. They don't even make that cloth no more. I'm gonna go into these scriptures, and I'm gonna give it a script. this so-called white man. And just a few things I'll touch on is describing him. It is describing him to a T. It is describing him to a T. And these are the words of God. So, who know him better than who know that nation better than the Most High? But it goes back to this here. If you never read the Bible, if you never been taught how to have read the Bible, how to read the Bible, then you will forever be saying that the white man wrote the Bible. You will always say that. You will always say that. You will always give credit where credit is not due. You will be thinking that this is not even your own book. I done heard people say that, the Bible been tampered with. How do you know the Bible is the word of God? Because you never read it. Not only have you never read it, you never even sat down and listened to somebody that even knows how to read it. But that's what happens when you sit back and you want to run off of other things that people are saying and not really get the full understanding for yourself. But the only place that you will get the full understanding of the Bible is in the ISUPK and Commander Jimmy Hunter. You're not going to get that nowhere else. So I'm going to start with Genesis chapter 25 and I'm going to start at verse 22. Now this right here is during the time that Isaac's wife, Rebecca, she was pregnant. She was pregnant with Jacob and Esau, and these are two twins. She was pregnant with Jacob and Esau. Genesis chapter 25 and verse 22. And the children struggled together. Even back then, we were fighting. We was fighting. Black and white were fighting. Even back then, we was fighting. Even in the womb. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? Now, this is her talking to the Most High, went and asking, what's going on? And she went to inquire of the Lord. Verse 23, and the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. There's nobody on the face of the earth that are like the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. There's no other nation that do what we do. At the end of the day, all other nations, they want to be black. They do. And we see this. A lot of people just don't want to accept it. But, here in the ISUPK, when we bring things to the light, it might not register right then and there. But after a while, you sit back and you be like, you storing up what you heard, and then you will see it. Like, dang, look at Becky. Becky done went and got a little hair done. She done got a little hair braided. This and that and third. I'm gonna share something else with you. So-called white girls, not even wearing their little spandex. No, they built like a wall. They got no body. Like, yo, come on, man. You don't have no type of body. Now y'all wearing spandex. You got some built like, yo, just stomach out there look like they don't swallow the tire. Built like metal ice cream. But you want to have on spandex, man. Come on, stop. Come on, man. My sisters, man, y'all know, we trendsetters. We trendsetters. They be trying to get their little suntan going on, just like dudes. So-called white ones, they want to wear their head backwards. They want to do the most. They want to do the most, but they not like us. They not. Everybody on the face of the earth want to be like black people. They want to try to dance like us, wear their clothes like us. They be trying to do the most. But you know, I say the elder should serve the younger. But that is up and coming. That is up and coming. Because I'm gonna give you some precepts to show you. When you look at when you look at Revelation chapter 13 and verse 10, when it talks about he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. That's future prophecy. That's future prophecy. Even when it comes down to Isaiah chapter 14, verses 1 and 2. And then bring it all the way home when you go to um, Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 12, because it say for those that, I'm paraphrasing when I say this, for those that don't want to serve us, like them other nations that don't want to serve us, man, they should be utterly wasted. They should perish. Like, yeah, we all right. Going in everybody that's what's gonna come with you. So, you know, the most I describe it like it's two manner of people, two nations. So I'm gonna go to verse I'm gonna give you verse 25. They saying the first came out red. Hey, so-called white man, listen. When I say he don't have no pigmentation, like that red look on him, that's like his blood flowing through his veins. Like you could take him and pinch him. You ain't even gotta pinch him. I ain't even gonna take it that far. You could just press him. Just take a finger and press it. And you see the blood rising to the skin surface. So, you know, that's the redness in him. It said, and all over like a hairy garment. So-called white man is hairy. I mean, I done seen some with hair all on their back, shoulders. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even like on their hand. Like so this is describing the so-called white man. Uh, it said, and they called his name Esau. Esau is the father progenitor of Edomites. So now verse go to verse 27. It said, and the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter. And y'all listen. Y'all know so-called white man, he loved to hunt. And he is good at it. He is good at hunting. I mean, they didn't came up with so many devices, so many ways of getting at you, finding you. And it's not hard for them to find you. If they really wanted you, they're gonna find you. They're gonna get you. They are superb hunters. A man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man, meaning that, you know, he just lived a simple life, learning, reading. He wasn't a man of the field, dwelling in tents. So this right here is first describing who Esau is. And Esau is the so-called white man. That's his biblical name. This is his biblical name. So, you know, it really didn't describe Jacob because Jacob was a regular kid. He was a normal baby when he born. Look like any so-called brown baby. So now I'm gonna go and I'm gonna give you a precept on something that the Most High said. When you look at Ecclesiastes, you see chapter 7. Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 13. They say, consider the work of God. For who can make that straight which he have made crooked? And made the Most High made this nation crooked. And he made them crooked because he knew that we as a people, we was gonna get out of line. He knew that his chosen was gonna get out of line. But he gave instructions. He gave instructions on how to deal with people, on how to deal with every nation that is on the face of the earth. But you know, the so-called white man, they took it way far beyond, way far beyond. Because there's instructions on how to deal with slaves, how to deal with them after so many years, how to conduct yourself when you have a person enslaved. And this is describing the so-called white man too. When you look at Job chapter 9, I kind of know this. Man, I know this by heart. Job 9 and verse 24. They say the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. And guess who is running the earth? Set aside from Donald Trump, you have other Caucasian men that are running the earth throughout this earth. I just say them because we here in America, and just to give you some insight. I mean, look at what Donald Trump had cut off food stamps. Kind of gave someone back, I heard, not like the full amount. But set aside from all of that, he hasn't done some crazy things since he hasn't been in office. Every president that hasn't came through has done been in office, has done crazy, outlandish things that don't make no type of sense. That don't make no type of sense. Like you have city officials in every state that it's like their job is overbearing. It's like they can't. It's like they don't know what to do. That's the only way I could put it. And it's not that they don't know what to do. They don't care if they oppress a people. They don't care if God's chosen people are starving. They don't care if the females that is of God's chosen people are being molested. They don't care about the rape. They don't care nothing about God's chosen people as long as they can keep oppressing them. And that's it. But I'm gonna give you some insight on what the Most High said as far as like, hold up, let me slide. When you're looking at Job 9:24, they say the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges. So covering the faces of the judges, we know that Christ, Yahweh Shai, is a judge. Is a judge, a righteous judge at that. I forgot what year it was. They took a picture. I want to say it was Michelangelo. I mean, you can look this up. He painted a picture of Christ, but made him look like Caesar Borgia. And a lot of people, when I say they be thinking that this is really Christ, like how can you being a so-called Black Hispanic and Native American, knowing that the things that you have went through are gonna look to a picture that look like the people that is oppressing you and think that this man is coming to save you, that this man can take you out of what you're going through. But this is part of the oppression. This is part of the, I want to say it's something like a mental illness that have you thinking that this is your savior when the people that look like him is doing the unalive, when the people that look like him is sitting around you and not speaking up for you, seeing and knowing what you're going through. So that's why we say the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. It said that he covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Hey, it only points to the so-called white man. We know who it is. We know what he have done. We know what he still is doing. So I'm gonna go to Proverbs. Tell you something that the Most High said. Just a little something that the Most High said about the wicked. When you look at Proverbs chapter 16 and verse 4, the Lord have made all things. The Lord have made all things, not some, not a few, but all things for himself. Yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. And this right here, this don't never get read out in Christianity. So the wicked that is here running this earth, they'll bypass this. They'll bypass this precept. They'll bypass Proverbs 16 and chapter 4. And when we say that all of these people are the same, which they are, because look at it like this right here. The so-called white man in his nation, like for the ones that, and I know y'all have done heard this, you have the younger generation that they'll say that, well, I didn't have nothing to do with slavery. I didn't have nothing to do with slavery. Uh, I was young. I wasn't born during that time. But even for the people that are sit and say that, they are just as guilty as the ones that are doing the unaliving because they do not speak up. They do not speak up. And I like to hit people, and I have been told some white people this right here. I had to ask them this. I had to ask them a question like this right here. Like, if I was your next door neighbor and say your kids was home, you was on the way coming home, somebody came through and unalived your kids. I seen the license plates, I seen the face, I know who did it. But now, say a person across the street saw me when I seen them leaving the house. They seen me see them, but they was too busy looking at me, watching them till they really didn't get a look at the people. But then they'll tell the cops, well, hey, the next door neighbor seen them, and I be like this right here. Well, I don't say nothing. Where would that put me? How would I look? And they would ask it, they'd be like, yo, it's messed up that, you would. Won't get in there. I got them in a box because that's no different than you seeing your people unaliving my people and you don't speak up. You don't speak up, but hey, I tell them, I say, it is what it is. I had to put it on you, like your kids, and really turn some gears. But you're dealing with people that don't have no type of remorse, or people that are too prideful, or people that just selfish, like really don't give a F. They don't care. But just to show you that this is Well, I say that they are the same because this is a precept that tells me that they are the same. But before I even knew about the precept, I used to always say that they were the same until I until this precept was shown to me being in its truth. I think First Samuel chapter 24, 24 and verse 13. As said the proverb of the ancients, wickedness proceeded from the wicked. Wickedness proceeded from the wicked. So if you know that you watching somebody wicked and they done did a wicked act, yo, you just as wicked as them. You just as wicked as them. And then too, when they say wickedness proceeded from wickedness, yo, it's being passed down. Look at all these little Columbine. Look at all these little school shootings that's going on. It's being handed down. The wickedness is going to the next generation, to the next generation. But you have people that ain't. Like I say, these people, they don't care. These people do not care about that. Because at the end of the day, they'll say this right here, well, hey, deep down inside they'll say this, hey, it's not my kid, it's not happening to me. It is not happening to me. But I'm gonna give you some more on so-called white man and the things that he do according to the Most High God. When you look at Psalms 109, Psalms 109 verse 2, they say, for the mouth of the wicked and the mouth of the deceitful are open against me. They have spoken against me with a lying tongue, which they still do. Which they still do. Do you know how many cities that came to ruin by the mouth of a so-called white woman have done lied and said this and said that? Do you know how many times brothers and sisters have been hung off of a lie? Do you know how many times little kids have been sold off from their parents during slavery because of a lie? Because of a lie. And people don't even know what that feels like. But I bet you who do know, I bet you who did feel it, the Palestinians, them Ukrainians. But the best is yet to come because World War III is right around the corner. You're gonna know what it's like to be what black people have went through when you start being separated from your family, when you start being separated from your kids. You're gonna know what it's like when ain't nothing in your power you can do to save your kids, to save your family. Like they like to say in Christianity, God ain't no respecter of persons. But y'all gonna know what that's like. Verse 3, they can pass me about also with words of hatred and fought against me without a cause. People who, it's a lot. God shows them people have been unalive for no reason. For no reason. You can't even, and the only thing that will make me say what these so-called white people say is because, this is our land. They don't deserve to be here, which is a whole nother lie. Which is a whole nother lie. But I have some more though. And they really deep down inside think that this they land. It's because they have lives going on. Hold on. Select. Let me go to Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 48. Isaiah chapter 48, verse 22. There is no peace, saith the Lord, unto the wicked. There is no peace with them. There is no peace. Look at what our Native American brothers and sisters, especially the brothers, when they came out with a peace treaty, 371 peace treaties, they ain't keep not one. And our brother was willing to make peace with the so-called white man. They came over here to America. They taught them how to hunt on the land. They taught them how to fish. They taught them how to survive. They didn't know nothing about doing the thing that they did here in America. And they was getting ready to split America up with them. 371 peace treaties, you ain't keep not one. You wake up and unalive 77 million, put smallpox in blankets, capturing the kids and putting them in orphanage, changing their name, cutting their hair, having them not to speak in their language. There's no peace. Even to this day, it still ain't no peace. It's still not no peace. Look at what they did to Sonia Mass. Shot this woman in her face. George Floyd, Breonna Taylor. Yo, it's no peace. It is no peace. And they still snitching on people, still unaliving us, still hanging us from trees. It is no peace. It is no peace with the wicked. It is no peace with the people. In no shape, form, or fashion. I mean, it is no peace with these people. Let me go to Psalms. I have some more for you. Psalm 58. Psalms 58 and 2. They say, yea, in heart, ye work wickedness. Ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. Ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. It ain't say no Pacific, like it ain't even just like give you a little small spot like India. The Most High said, you weigh violence of your hands in the earth. In the earth. And verse 3 says, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Speaking lies. From the time you born. So, John 8 and 44, they say, ye are of your father, the devil. Let me make sure I'm right with that. Yeah, John 8 and 44, ye are of your father, the devil. The lust of your father ye would do. He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and a father of it. Right? The Most High describes it, and these precepts I'm giving, it's just a few. This is just a few. This Bible describes, like, it's no way that a person can fix their mouth and say that so-called white man wrote the Bible. And I had to say to myself, man, when I came in this truth and I stared at these precepts, I say, yo, man, something wrong with you, man. I say, you, but it's physical for the soul. So I had to sit and say, that. There's nothing wrong with me sharing this. I'll be a man if I did. I just say that, man. White man rode the bike. What? Nah. Anybody hearing these precepts know better. Anybody hearing these precepts know better. Like, you already know who these precepts describing. You know who these precepts describing. Like, even if you, like with today, in today's time, look at how this right here, look at how this describes so-called white man and his nation. We already know that the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. We already know this. We already established who the wicked is. When you look at Psalms chapter 10 and start at verse 4, it say the wicked, through the pride. And that's something that the Most High hate. The Most High hate a prideful person. They say the pride of his countenance. And that means the look on his face would not seek after God. God is not in all his thoughts. He is not. Look at what the so-called white man do. Celebrate all man-made holidays. You legalize smoking weed. You sell shrimp, crab, lobster. Matter of fact, set aside from selling, you be having that at buffets. You be having buffets. You same marriage going on, birthdays, you promote that, like telling people they can turn up. Ah, man, what's some more? I mean, the list goes on. Your unalive babies, especially so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You got abortion clinics like you have abortion clinics almost like man, it's I don't even know the number, but I know the number of like how it's done a year. I think it's over like 300 some thousand a year, probably higher than that. But this is something that the so-called white man does throughout this earth, spread wickedness. Like he is that he is the beast of the field. Verse 5, his ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. They're his judgment because so-called white man, he ain't smart. He is not smart. So his way of thinking is crazy. His way of thinking, like, he can have a bad day at work. So-called white man come home and he might unalive everything in the house. He gonna beat his son up, molest his daughter. He gonna do the most. Like he is the worst of the worst on the face of this earth. Um, as for all his enemies, he puffed at them. So-called white men have enemies. Throughout this whole earth. Verse 6, he has said in his heart, I should not be moved. And he think that. And when I say the heart, the Bible talks about your mind when it talks about the heart. So, in his mind, hey, can't be moved. He got too much pride. You got to remember now he has pride. So his pride is not going to allow him to be moved. Who can take me, who can take me away from what I'm doing? You have to remember the earth is given into his hands. So all this goes into play. That's why in the Third World War, the so-called white man is going to be fighting against Yahweh and them angels. And them angels, they gonna catch wreck. They gonna get them. It's gonna be a field day. I mean, Yahweh Shai garment gonna look like it's been dipped in blood. It's gonna be dipped in blood, but he gonna have so much pride until he is going to go to war with Yahweh Shai. You see what God said? That God is not in all his thoughts. In all his thoughts, not some of his thoughts, in all of his thoughts. Look at how the things that is going on throughout this earth. Okay, verse 6. He has said in his heart, I should not be moved, for I should never be in adversity. And that's how he thinks. Verse 7. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. They just look, they just had right after Trump announced that, right after Trump announced that he was cutting the food stamps, man. It was about like 30 so-called white people, man, caught up in the food stamp fraud. But they fraud consists of like tricking people out of stuff, lying and just scamming people, doing the most. And they do this rampant throughout this whole earth. Okay, verse 7. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. And this is describing the so-called white man to the T and his nation. Verse 8, he sitteth in the lurking places of the villages and secret places doeth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privately set against the poor. You got to remember, he's a cunning hunter. Don't nobody hunt like the so-called white man. And he oppresses the poor. He take pride in that. General Hyman said that when they do that, it's called some slop. It's some I can't remember the word, but when I hear General Hyman say it, I know what he's talking about. They take pleasure. Like they would do that, and like they get pleasure out of that, oppressing the poor. That is a thing, and that is them today. That is them today. They keep oppression going. All right, I have some more. Jeremiah chapter 22 verse 17. It say, but thy eyes and thy heart are not but for thy covetousness, and for to shed innocent blood, and for oppression, and for violence to do it. Like I said, who better know the so-called white man than the Most High God? The Most High knows. And can't nobody dispute that. I have a little more. Go to Zechariah chapter 11 and verse 5. It say, whose oppressor slay them and hold themselves not guilty? Whose oppressor slay them and hold themselves not guilty? There has been a lot of so-called white people that have to unalive God's chosen people have been found not guilty. Have been found not guilty. I'm talking about some of them have not even been charged. And even if they have been charged, they be a slap on the wrist. Can be a slap on the wrist. And they continue to do that because you have to remember the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. So the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. They sit up in high places, courthouses, Supreme Court. So, and they do look out for each other. So I have some more. Colossians chapter 3 and verse 25. They say, but he that doeth wrong shall receive the wrong which he have done, and there is no respect of persons. But once again, the so-called white man, he has a lot of pride. He think that he cannot be moved. He think that nothing is going to happen to him. He think that he has it mapped out because, you know, he got the greatest military. He has, yes, he has weapons of mass destruction. Atomic bombs, he has nukes. You think of, he can go to war in the air, sea, land. He has it. But when that sky cracked, it is over for him. It is over for him. It is over for him. But this right here is going to be his reward. And I'm going down and I'm gonna show you some of the reward that is coming upon the so-called white man. Go to Obadiah. You go to Obadiah chapter Salak. Obadiah 1 and 15. It says, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head. It's gonna be a glorious day. You know, it's gonna be a righteous judgment. Because if you leave it up to the so-called white man, like he would continue to do what he is doing upon the face of the earth. That's why it makes sense that Christ has to come back. That's why it makes sense that Christ has to come back. That's why here in the ISUPK, we say this right here. Man, it's good to be black. Thank God that you black. Yeah, it might look bad right now. It might. But if you hold on to the word that is of the Most High God, hey, Christ coming back for his people. Christ is coming back for his people. So this is just some of the reward that is for so-called white men, along with these other nations too now. You know, they don't get exempt. And I don't want people to think that I'm just picking on the so-called white man and his nation. Now the other nations, y'all gonna get it too, because y'all had your hands in slavery too. Y'all took Israelites into slavery as well. So, you know, what goes around comes around. A lot of y'all believe in that until it's a certain extent, like, until somebody say something about that. But we'll shed some light on talking about your kids. You know, they don't get away either. When you look at Isaiah chapter 14, Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 21, it says, prepare slaughter. Man, anybody, listen, we all know what slaughter is. We all know what slaughter is. It says, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. So this is coming from the Most High. And I'm going to give you a precept that talks about when you hear these kids, they be talking about, yo, I didn't have nothing to do with that. That was my forefathers. When you look at, and I'm going to give you a breakdown on this too. When you go to Lamentations, this right here, a precept for to go with Isaiah chapter 14, verse 21. Lamentations chapter 5. Let's say 5. Yeah, so like Lamentation chapter 5 and verse 7. It say, our fathers have sinned and are not. Our fathers sinned and are not. That's why we went into slavery. We went into slavery for being disobedient. We went into slavery for being disobedient to the Most High. So I wasn't born back then when my forefathers was sinning, but still yet we went into slavery. They say our forefathers have sinned and are not, and we have borne their iniquities. And the word born here means carried. We have carried their iniquities. So guess what? Just like our forefathers have sinned and we have went into slavery. So for the ones that be saying, talking about I wasn't born back then, you're still going, yeah, you're still going into slavery. You still have to reap what is coming to you. You still have to. You're gonna go through what you went through due to the fact of what your forefathers did. Let's see. All right, so we got two more. Psalms 109. Psalms 109, and start at verse 12. It says, let there be none to extend mercy unto him, and neither let there be any to favor his fatherless children, which you will find that in what I just read, Isaiah chapter 14, verse 21. Okay, verse 13, it says, let his posterity be cut off, and in the generation following, let their name be blotted out. Oh, most I say, hey, you don't even want this in no more remembrance, not even their name. Verse 14, it says, let the iniquity of his fathers be remembered with the Lord, and let not the sin of his mother be blotted out. So the Most High, hey, we're gonna take care of all that. And this right here is a righteous judgment. This right here is a righteous judgment. And this right here, a little sidebar. I forgot to say this. A lot of people think that the Most High loves everybody. But when you look at Romans 9 and 13, it said, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. So now we all know who Esau is. So there's no way that you can use John 3:16 and say that God loves everybody. And but he love over here, but over here he hates. Nah. Bible never contradicts itself. Man contradicts himself though. So verse 14, it says, so like verse 15, it says, let them be before the Lord continually, that he may cut off the memory of them from the earth. From the earth. Like, hey, don't do away with these people. It ain't gonna be, your name ain't gonna be remembered, you're gonna be cut off, gonna be blotted out. Thus says the Lord. And if the Lord says it's gonna happen, it's going down. This is my last one. Verse like Psalms chapter 41 and verse 5. They say, my enemies speak evil of me. When shall he die? And his name perish. This right here is a question to the Most High. My enemies speak evil of me. And a lot of people, a lot of so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people, you be thinking that your own people is your enemy. I have to hear people talking, oh, this is my no, it's not your eye. That's just one of your brothers or sisters that you have a disagreement with, that you're trying to look at them like that's your eye. Your enemy is in Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68, that you will be sold into your enemies. That you will be sold unto your enemies. But we want to sit and think that these other nations, along with so-called white man and his nation, that these people is all for us, that these people is not. You have to wake up and take a look at what's going on around you. Because if you still sleep by now, like, yo, listen, man, that coma got a hold on you. Like, for real, for real. That coma has a hold on you. And you have to look at these people for who they are. You don't have to deal with them. You don't even have to disrespect them. Just stay to yourself. Just stay to yourself because, no, these people cannot be trusted. The most I say, just like iron rust, so will his trust. I kind of paraphrase that. So will his trust. There's no way that you could come to grips and terms and think that you would change these people by being a friend to them, by talking to them, by hanging out with them, going hiking with them, going camping with them. You going to bar, rodeo, you whatever they like doing, rock climbing and all that. Nah, that's not gonna change them. There's nothing that you can do to change these people. Only thing you can do is you serve the Most High the way He said serve Him and deal with the Most High. You'll be doing so much for the Most High that you won't even have time to deal with them people. No. You won't. And I want to thank everybody for tuning into the class. I really appreciate it. And another powerful class coming tomorrow. Got scripture breakdown. Lord willing, tune into that and get some more of this truth. Get some more of this truth. I'm gonna give a salute to the brothers. How about Shem? How Shabbat Rakathon? To the sisters, Yahweh Shemar, Alathon, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shah. Tune in next week, Lord willing. Class dismissed.